Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, we shall be solving question number 13 from exercise 9.3, right? So the question here says that how many terms of the GP, this GP is given to us, which is an infinite GP. The first term here is given to be 3. The common ratio, you can evaluate it. It also comes out to be 3, right? So they are saying what is the value of n, how many terms are required in order to have the sum as 120. So Sn is given to us as 120, right? So we know because r is 3, which is greater than 1, so we can use the formula of the sum as a r raised to power n minus 1 divided by r minus 1. So the value of Sn is given to us, it is 120. The value of a is known to us, it is 3, and the value of r is known to us, which is also 3, right? So we need to calculate what is this n. So let's move ahead and solve for the value of n. So what we can do here, 3 minus 1 is 2, we can cross multiply it, and we can take this 3 also to the denominator on the left hand side. So 120 into 2 divided by 3, we have this as 40. So 40 into 2 comes out to be 80, right? And on the right hand side we have 3 raised to power n minus 1. Correct. So we can shift this 1 to the left hand side so that we would have 80 plus 1, which is 81. So 81 is equal to 3 raised to power n. So we may write 81 as 3 raised to power 4, that you all know by doing the prime factorization of 81. So from here, because the bases are same, the powers would be equal. So from here you have n is equal to 4 as the answer. That means 4 terms are required in order to have the sum as equal to 120. Correct. This is question number 13. Now let's move on to question number 14. Now this question is also a very interesting question. Here they are saying the sum of first 3 terms of GP is 16. This is given to us. So that means if we assume the terms as A1, A2, A3, their sum is given to be 16. So what does it mean? A1, A2, A3 means we are getting S3. So S3 is given to be 16. Let's mark this as equation 1. Another thing that is given to us is the sum of next 3 terms. That means A4 plus A5 plus A6 is given to be 128. Now notice that in S6 what you have A1 plus A2 plus A3 up to A6. And in A3 what do you have? You have A1 plus A2 plus A3. If you subtract both of them, this term would cancel, this term would cancel, this term would cancel. So you are only left with A4 plus A5 plus A6. And this is what is given to us in the question. So we are given A4 plus A5 plus A6. You see its value is S6 minus S3. Right? This thing is equal to 128. This is given to us. Now, because S3 is 16, we can substitute its values as 16 here, so that the value of S6 comes out to be 144. Correct? And moreover, we know the formula for Sn. The formula for Sn is a r raised to power n minus 1 divided by r minus 1. So here, because S6 is known to us, we can substitute the value of n as equal to 6, so that it would become S6 is equal to a r raised to power 6 minus 1 divided by r minus 1, substituting n is equal to 6, right? So that this thing is, because the value of S6 is 144, so the value of this thing is also becomes 144. So let's mark this as equation number 3. Similarly, in the expression of this Sn, we can now substitute the value as n3, so that we would have S3 is equal to a r raised to power 3 minus 1 divided by r minus 1. Now because the value of S3 was given to be 16 as per equation 1, we have the value of this term is also equal to 16. So that is why we have equation 4 with us. Now from equation 3 and equation 4, because in the question they are asking, we need to find what all things? The first term, that means the value of a, the common ratio, right, that means the value of r, and the sum of up to n terms of the GP. So that means Sn, a and r are required to be calculated. So that means from equation 3 and from equation 4 we can very easily calculate what is a and what is r. So we need to solve these two. So you see here, when you divide equation 3 by equation 4, what do we have? We have this term divided by this term is equal to this term divided by this term, correct? So this a and this a cancels, r minus 1 cancels with r minus 1, so we are left with r to the power 6 minus 1 divided by r cube minus 1, and this cancels with each other and we are left with 9. We can cross multiply, we can simplify the terms, right? So this becomes our quadratic equation in r cube, right? So basically you can write it like this: r cube raised to power 2 minus r cube plus 8 is equal to 0. So from here you can calculate what is the value of r3. So you see we can factorize minus 9 as minus 8 and minus 1, right? So that you can take r cube as common in the first two terms and minus 1 from the second two terms. From here we have two factors as r cube minus 1 and r cube minus 8. Now either r cube minus 1 is equal to 0, from here you have the value of r is equal to 1, or you have r cube minus 8 as equal to 0. From here you have the value of r is equal to 2, right? We are only taking the real roots because the two other roots of these equation, they would be complex roots and we are not taking them, right? Now let's take one by one each of the following cases. When r is equal to 1, we need to calculate now what is a, right? So for calculating the value of a, what we do, we put the value of r is equal to 1 in our equation number 4. Now our equation number 4 was this. So in place of r we will write 1. So what do we have? We have a r cube minus 1 divided by r minus 1 is equal to 16. Value of a we have to calculate. The value of r we have substituted it to be 1. So you see 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 in the numerator and 0 in the denominator. This is not defined. Hence we will reject this case because when r is equal to 1, because the term here, this is not defined. The sum is not defined in this case. So that means the only value of r is equal to 2. So when r is equal to 2, in order to calculate what is our a, we will again substitute the value in our equation number 4. So this was our equation 4. Here we have to calculate the value of a. We will substitute the value of r as 2, right? So that this becomes 8. 8 minus 1 is 7. 7a, right? 2 minus 1 is 1. Right, so you have 7a is equal to 16. That means the value of a comes out to be 16 divided by 7. Now you know the value of r, that is 2. Now you know the value of a. You can very easily compute the value of Sn. By the formula, it is equal to a into r to the power n minus 1 divided by r minus 1. So you can substitute the value of a, you can substitute the value of r, right, and you can solve. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So you have the answer as 16 upon 7 into 2 to the power n minus 1, because you cannot further solve it. So I hope you understood this question well. Well, that is it for this video. Thank you for watching.